This is the Vivo V9. It's a selfie-centric smartphone, but another ripoff of the Apple Notch design. With millions of users focused on taking selfie shots, it's no surprising to see manufacturers moving towards building smartphones focusing on the front camera. With big players like Samsung and Apple, Vivo has turned to be one such company worth paying attention to. Recent times, the company has been producing some advanced innovations in terms of both design and technology. Right out of the box, the specs could be one of the boring parts of the smartphone. It squarely falls in the mid-range category. Under the hood, it comes with 2.2 GHz Qualcomm Snapdragon 626 processor and 4 GB of RAM. I personally love smartphones which comes with microSD slot. And in the case of the V9, it supports expandable storage up to 256 GB. The irony being that the manufacturer who decided to find the roundabout for avoiding the notch, well, eventually he decided to go with the notch design for the very own mid-range smartphone. But seriously, why? Why Vivo? Anyways, if you get past the whole iPhone 10 point of view, you can see that the device looks very minimal and feels nice. It's completely made up of polycarbonate and weighs only around 150 grams. Although it doesn't majorly feel premium, it doesn't feel cheap either. The edges are curved and comfortable to hold for a 6.3-inch smartphone. The V9 has a few important add-ons, but on the design perspective, there isn't much to be excited about. Also, thanks Vivo for not ditching their headphone jack. But on the other hand, with Xiaomi Mi A2 and few other mid-range smartphones removing the headphone jack, we can pretty much expect a lot of affordable wireless headphones really soon. But at least for now, the headphone jack is staying. The V9 also uses the outdated micro USB port, abandoning the USB Type-C, which I kind of feel like a bad choice. Considering that the device holds a 19:9 screen-to-body ratio, the fingerprint sensor is moved to the back. The phone unlocks the second my finger touches the sensor. It is lightning fast. Also, as a nice add-on, the V9 supports face unlock, which works equally fast even in low lighting. It's been more than a year since the notch design was introduced. Trust me, I just desperately hate it. Without any denial, it is clearly visible that the V9 is highly influenced by the iPhone 10, with its ugly notch and vertical lens arrangement. Putting all this aside, I must say that the Vivo V9 holds a gorgeous display. The smartphone has a 6.3-inch Full HD IPS LCD display, along with Corning Gorilla Glass 3. It is also a 19:9 aspect ratio with 2.5D curved glass. The device has a stunning display and great viewing angles. The depth of black and exposure of white is perfectly balanced. The notch is still a trouble, but the tweak software helps to adjust the notch perfectly to play along with third-party apps that doesn't natively fill up the entire screen. I pretty much don't have any complaints regarding the display. In fact, it has great color reproduction and depth. Out of the box, the V9 is shipped with Android 8.0 Oreo with FunTouch 4.0 firmware. I'm not really a fan of custom ROMs, but being a stock lover, it's just my opinion. Now, talking about the performance, on sheet, it does kind of feel disappointing. The device packs an average spec for the price range it's playing in. With a week of usage, I rarely faced any glitches or lags. But with graphic-intense programs, there were huge frame drops and also at times did suffer some glitch and lag. We did few benchmark and 3D Mark tests. The results were pretty decent. But there were smartphones like the Oppo F7 under the same price tag outperforming the Vivo V9 on a larger scale. Although there is a good side to this. Even with graphic-intense programs, it didn't heat up drastically or any such. The device handled the thermal condition really well. Out of all the specs, the 3260 mAh power battery is the most disappointing add-on. It barely even makes through a day with just the regular usage of few minutes of gaming, browsing and music. If you're a hardcore user, then this indeed is not something you're looking for. On the RAW side, the Vivo V9 has a vertical aligned dual camera setup, with one being a 16 megapixel 2.0 lens and the other being a 5-megapixel depth sensor for portrait shots. There is also a metal rim around the lens to protect it from getting scratched. The camera is pretty good but kind of feels inconsistent. It wasn't able to handle different exposure level at the same time and kind of performs very bad in low light condition. Also, the phone lacks optical image stabilization or even the EIS, which is definitely a huge drawback. Vivo hasn't made significant changes to the camera app, but definitely has taken a huge leap in providing AI-powered front-facing 24-megapixel camera. It is said that the AI camera can detect your age, skin tone, and so on to provide the best result for your selfie shot. The front-facing camera is extremely good. The results were amazing with extremely well-rendered details and color. The best part is that you can utilize the AI Beautify mode even in third-party video call apps like the Messenger or WhatsApp. If you're a selfie freak, then this is the right smartphone for you. For regular usage, the V9 is a good choice. Just that the device could have been done a lot better. It lacks OIS, fast charging or even a USB Type-C port, but does have a gorgeous display and an amazing front-facing camera. But all of this doesn't actually justify its proposed price. Let's hope that the next iteration does overcome these drawbacks. I always insist on this. Manufacturers should remember to balance price and performance at the same time. Either way, thanks for watching. Yours truly Droid Sector, ours truly this life.